Huge shout out goes out to our current channel members. If you're interested in gaining a channel membership, then feel free to head over to my channel profile and click the join button. Also, we do have a Ninjago Discord server. It's a great way to communicate with myself and many others. For more details on that, click the very first link at the very top of the description of this video.
Hey there everybody, and welcome back on in to the channel today for a brand new video. Well, obviously, right here on the channel. Now today I want to discuss something that, well, let's just say I slowly started to pick up on recently when I was kind of like taking a break from the community over these past few weeks, you could say. And as I was watching more and more of these Ninjago teasers and all of the new trailers, the character clips, all of that good stuff that LEGO has been posting onto their YouTube channel, I had one very like vague thought in the back of my mind. It wasn't overwhelming or anything, it was just like a vague possibility, I suppose is the best way of wording it. And I'm not going to beat around the bush here, I'm going to cut straight to the chase and just say that I thought there was something slightly suspicious with Sora, but at the same time, it wasn't anything at all that was like overwhelming. It wasn't like when I first saw maybe the teasers and some of the leaks for Harumi being the quiet one at that point in time, right? Like, if my mind was just taken completely away, essentially, and I watched some of the Season 8 episodes for the first time, maybe a few different character moments from, you know, maybe different clips that LEGO posts onto their YouTube channel, just theoretically, I may be able to tell that Harumi was slightly suspicious. But with Sora, it's very vague. It's very sly. It's not in your face at all, to the point where this theory maybe is a complete stretch, and that's the reason why I think it's so vague. But surprisingly, after I actually came back to the community and did a little bit of research and some digging into some leaks and stuff that I've missed out on, I'd say that this whole idea and this whole theory becomes a little bit more promising. And that's what I want to get into in today's video. So essentially today, I want to discuss the question of, is Sora some form of traitor, and is she actually working for the villain team? It's such an insane thing to say, right? Because Sora, from what we know, is actually going to be a pretty big protagonist for this new series, and one big point that may kind of just blow this entire theory over and just burn it to a crisp is the fact that we've got all of these new protagonists for Ninjago Dragons Rising and this whole new team coming, which obviously consists of supposedly Sora, unless that was all some kind of huge lie, but assuming that it wasn't, that alone is proof that this whole theory is just complete baloney and it's entirely false. But regardless, just for the sake of today's video moving forward, I want to discuss some of the evidence that maybe points to her being maybe a little bit, well, not who she says she is, let's just say that. So she is from Imperium, obviously. We've known that for a little bit of a while now, thanks to all of the official Ninjago clips that have been posted onto the YouTube channel of LEGO, and she allegedly escaped from Imperium, however, and is now with Aaron and the good guys, as we of course have seen throughout all of the new clips. Pretty much every single teaser, Sora has played a fairly significant role, as again she is labelled as a new protagonist along with Aaron and also Ryu, right, for that whole new team of protagonists for Ninjago Dragons Rising. She has been in every single one, and with that we have had a little bit of backstory for her. Again, she was originally from Imperium, which was a place that she wasn't really a fan of at all. She escaped and is now with the good guys. So that's our first bit of information. But there is also another extremely interesting reason that could potentially back this up, and I'm going to have to read out this entire character description for all of you to fully understand this. So let's just get straight into this, and then after we will regroup and I will go from there. So, spoilers ahead, but we here have a actual character description for Beatrix. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, but let's just get straight to it. So it reads, quote, "The leader of Imperium is proud of the perfect kingdom she has built on the backs of the dragons, but she wants more. With the union of the 16 kingdoms, she has more lands to conquer and subdue her vision of perfection, and she will need even more dragon energy to grow her army. Beatrix is a naive but willful pawn in Raz's plan. Beatrix was actually second on the list of candidates for the throne, behind her twin sister, who possessed elemental powers. With Raz's help, Beatrix banished her sister and captured a source dragon to drain its power." So some of the key information to soak up there is the fact that it mentions she has a sister who was essentially, essentially she had elemental powers and she was banished, essentially. So could this potentially tie into Sora? Could this actually be some form of lie? Could Sora maybe be not telling the truth entirely to people like Aaron. I mean, maybe there's a chance that she is genuinely good, but she's been missing out the part that her twin sister is some sort of insane villain. At the very least, that could be a possibility, right? Maybe the whole villain idea isn't as likely, but she actually does have a twin sister known as Beatrix, which is obviously a main villain, and she doesn't want to tell Aaron that because then they won't be on good terms. Do you guys kind of see where I'm coming from? Now, with regards to the whole villain idea, I do think that there is still a slight possibility of that, and maybe this is some form of cover-up, and Sora later on is going to be revealed to be some sort of insane new antagonist for the season. It would seem a little bit repetitive, though, having yet another female character be brought into the show and be presented as an actual protagonist, just to then entirely switch up on them and then become an antagonist, right? We've had that with Harumi, and since Harumi has literally just been redeemed, I think it would be even more repetitive to do the exact same with Sora here, just in a slightly different way, I suppose. At the end of the day, though, I think that would be quite repetitive, but at the very least, I do definitely feel as though maybe there's a chance that Beatrix is genuinely her twin sister, but the two aren't on legitimate good terms, as it mentions here, and maybe Sora is missing out this kind of information in the fear that Aaron is going to turn on her because of this, because obviously she's related to the villains, so maybe that's where things become a little bit sticky. I'm not really too sure. Maybe this whole idea is me completely overblowing things, completely overthinking things, but at the end of the day, it is definitely food for thought, and it is something extremely interesting to keep in mind here. It's a theory I could absolutely get behind, and hey, even if it is completely false, I still think it's a lot of fun to discuss in a video here today. But with all of this being said, I think that is basically just about going to cover it from me here. So with all of this being said, what do you guys think about this? Do you enjoy this theory? Do you dislike it? Let me know down below in the comments. Let's start a discussion. With all of this being said, though, again, that is going to do it from me here. So with all of this being said, hopefully you guys did all enjoy. If you did enjoy today's video, though, please do leave a like on it. Subscribe to the Overlord X YouTube channel for more, and hit the notification bell so that you behind the screen there, yes, you there, I'm looking right at you, can keep up to date on all things Ninjago here on the channel. And with all of this being said, I will see you all very soon for a new one. Goodbye, everybody. See you all very soon.